All very welcome in here this morning, and this is a subject that I hold very closely to my heart, and all the children in care in this state deserve the utmost attention from this state to make sure they get the best possible care. But I believe we've let them down. I believe TUSLA has let them down. And there's so many issues I want to bring up to you today, and please bear with me on them. So the first thing is that Ms. Duggan, the 38 children that were reported missing in TUSLA care last year, 29 of them were separated children. So how many have been located, and what concrete steps are being taken to prevent further disappearances, especially when we have concerns about trafficking that may arise? So that's the first question. The second question is the HICWA inspections earlier this year found that TUSLA failed to follow national protocols in cases involving unaccompanied minors, delaying strategy meetings and failing to liaise effectively with Gardaí or international agencies. Considering the number of missing children among other issues, what has TUSLA done to fix these serious safeguarding gaps, and how can we ensure that these children are not being lost to trafficking or exploitation? And the issue in relation to reunification and permanent planning. So a constituent was told that TUSLA no longer used the term reunification. It's now permanency planning. How many children were actually returned to their families in 2024, and how many reunification plans were dropped or reclassified? I think that the whole idea of working with families at early stages when a child is taken into care, and how you can support that child in circumstances. I understand very well that you may not be ever able to place that child back in that parent's household again, but there are families that, with support from yourselves and all the different multidisciplinary teams that can be there to support families, that might be the best environment for the child, rather than them hopping from house to house to house to house for years and becoming one of those 13% not in education. So I'll start with those first, and then if you could answer those few things first.
Reunification and permanency planning in a moment. Just in terms of the young people missing from care, I think it's very important that we address that issue and share that our issue and that concern. And if I can just say, it is absolutely critical for us that any child or young person whose whereabouts is unknown, we have to record. We have to make sure that we keep that recorded and alive and open until the guards locate that child and confirm to us that their whereabouts are known. So that's the first thing, and we have joint protocols and working protocols with the Gardaí in relation to that. When we talk about our mainstream services, first of all, and when we mean that, we talk about our children residential and foster care services. Every child has an absence management plan and has to, as part of our services, being regulated. And for some children where we are very concerned about their behaviour, that absence management plan might indicate that they have to be reported as missing if they are over 15 minutes away from their expected return time. So it's really important when we talk about missing data that does include. So if we talk about children who are reported as missing, but actually whose whereabouts are known, they are those children who have not returned to the residential unit, but they have made contact with their social care leader or their social care worker to say, I'm here in X house, or I'm here in Dundrum, can you send me on my pocket money? Can you say? They're children that we work with and respond, and they're still counted as missing because they are not in where they should be in the residential unit at a point in time when we collect the data. We work really hard. They are reported as missing straight away, and obviously under the Gardaí, it is their responsibility to seek to locate. We give them all of the information available to us and for them to try and locate those children. When we talk about separated children seeking international protection, I have described what is young people that turn up in our offices. Many of them and most of them over 16. Many of them and most of them around 17 years of age, who often indicate to us at that very point, because when they're met by the International Protection Office under the Department of Justice, if they are believed to be a minor or state they are a minor, they are immediately referred to TUSLA for a child protection response. They come to us for an assessment under eligibility. And for many of those at that time, and we've referenced the fact that there was over 800 of those young people last year alone that we had to provide a placement for. Many of those young people do indicate to us their intention to travel on, that Ireland is not the destination they want to be in. Many of them say they are here and they are making their way to meet families. We still take all of that information very seriously. And as you say, that out of the figures that we've talked about there in terms of most recently 28 young people who remain reported as missing. That is where we have ensured that the guards, through their engagements with colleagues in the UK, in Northern Ireland, with Interpol, have the names and details of those young people on their books. 12 of those young people are reported missing since 2025. 13 of those young people, their whereabouts are still unknown since 2024, and the others are just over that. But we continue to count them as missing because the guards have not located them. And it brings up, as you talk about, our absolute worry for all of those young people is any risk of trafficking or any risk of exploitation. And a significant, I suppose, other action that we've taken over the last 2 years has related to partnering with MECPATS. MECPATS is the not-for-profit organisation that really we rely on for the best in practice in relation to exploitation and trafficking. We now fund MECPATS to provide training to all of our staff, the staff in our community and voluntary services, the staff in our residential services, but more importantly, the work they do across the state in terms of training people in hospitality,
Sorry, Mr.
working at airports.
I really want to hear from
sorry.
Jerry Honan.
So
I know I have 11
that
seconds,
about the
just
missing.
in relation
Sorry.
to the reunification. It's really important.
Yeah.
Yes, Senator, and thanks, and I couldn't agree more. It's so important for our systems to actually be designed around reunification. So for every child in care, and each child in care has an annual child in care review. A key question within that review, even if it's long-term care, is the question on reunification.
How many? How many families?
I can't say to you how many today, but I can get the number for you in terms of what that is in terms of the number for reunification, and I'm happy to
Thank you very
get that
much.
to
Thanks
you.
a million.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator.